Then, on the 4th of September now, so, this is a couple of weeks, isn't it? A couple of weeks I've been living like this. On the 4th of September, I'm out walking the dog, and I was thinking, oh, this is not a bad day. I was doing all right. It was, I was on the way home. And then suddenly, it was like I'd inhaled half a cup of water, and I was coughing in the street, having a big bad time. I ended up sort of sat on somebody's wall. We had collapsed on somebody's wall. I had no choice. I just had to sit there and try and breathe and cough and spit and oh dear, very embarrassing. I had a lady come out of the house and sort of chased me out the road, trying to give me her phone number, and she gave me her phone number and insisted if I needed help to get in touch. How wonderful is that? How wonderful! How embarrassing, Jesus. Anyway, having a bit of an emotional moment there. Sorry about that. I might have to cut. Right. So during this sitting on the wall, having this horrendous coughing experience, that sort of coughing, you can overdo it and you can damage yourself. And that's precisely what I did. I don't know if I cracked a rib, it felt like that. Or more likely, based on the research I've done, it's far more likely you've simply damaged some cartilage in between the inter rib cartilage. Anyway, somewhere over here, and I cannot even really put my finger on it. It just hurts all over the flipping place here. I did some serious damage that day, sat on that wall coughing. What that did was, okay, all the other symptoms still continuing, constant headache, nausea, dizziness, breathlessness, coughing up sputum, blood and all that, still carrying on. But now, with an added, oh my God, that hurts every time I cough. Trying to hold my ribs every time I needed to cough. Just to increase the agony and the suffering. Really. You couldn't make it up. Right. The peak flow meter, all that blowing into this peak flow meter business. Imagine trying to do that with that sort of pain going on. And I'd done it for long enough now to realise that it was really showing nothing. It was simply showing that I couldn't breathe. Consistently, day after day. Having done this injury, I came to the conclusion I wasn't going to bother doing it anymore. It's just pointless. It was just torturing me. I couldn't get the thing to move. Every time I blew into it, it just didn't move. I couldn't get it to move. It was too painful. I just couldn't do it. So I gave up with that. That was when I stopped doing that. Because it was just proving nothing. The day after this incident on the wall where I did the damage and all of that, the day after, I'm driving to Exercise Bear. Up until then, I'd still been walking from the home. I'd actually been walking, okay, stopping everywhere to get my breath, but I still managed to do it. Not anymore. I had to start driving just to walk Bear around Battery Gardens. That was disappointing. So yeah, 5th of September I started, I'm still coughing up blood, black flecks, right. What I neglected to mention here, actually, throw this in the mix. It's so difficult to get all this into context. I've been a heavy smoker, always have been, couldn't give up. All of this, Jesus Christ, gave up like that. My last attempt at smoking was the day after. I think that's being honest. I think there was something half smoked in the ashtray, and I tried it the day after this all started. So around about the 19th, 20th of August, I go out smoking. I will never smoke again. What I've been through here, I couldn't even contemplate trying to inhale anything into my lungs anymore. Just awful. Right, now of course, when you give up smoking, you do go through a natural period of coughing up sputum with the tar that you got in your lungs. You do go through that. That's well documented. There's videos, horrendous. I could do videos, but there's videos on YouTube about that. Yeah, so So a lot of the coughing I was doing, where I'm coughing up blood, okay, there's this black stuff as well, and it was kind of difficult to see what was going on. And I got into a horrible habit of, needing to know what was going on. So every time I was coughing and spitting stuff up, having a bloody good look at it, or spitting it onto a tissue so I could examine exactly what was going on. Oh, isn't that horrible? But I 11th of September, I noticed a minor, and I'm talking minor, improvement in my breathing. I was no longer producing blood in what I was coughing up. And there was a definite minor improvement, seriously minor. I think it coincided with, I went to Battery Gardens one day, and there was a stray dog running around, and I managed to catch it, and people were very helpful, and eventually brought it home and found that it had a number and name on its collar, and I was able to ring the person up, and they came and got their dog. But I had to return a lead somebody had loaned me. And they lived up on the hill, like St Mary's Hill, up the hill, way up over the other side there. I walked. I was so relieved to think there was a minor improvement, and I wasn't coughing up blood anymore. So I thought, all right, let's see how much of an improvement this is. And I actually managed to walk across and up part way up the hill. Loads of stopping and getting me breath, like a noticeable minor improvement on that date. Perhaps that was just the not smoking anymore giving me a little bit of a reprieve. I don't know. So how far have we come here? 19th of August, right through until mid-September, just having to deal with what I was dealing with without any assistance from the GPs at all. Despite having gone there in desperation asking for help, just getting all this nothing. The antibiotics, that had no effect whatsoever, so it's clearly nothing to do with that. What I've neglected to mention, again, it's the timeline, isn't it? It's all the little details that, this isn't going to come across of how bad I think what's happened here has been. It's all about how long things have taken with receiving nothing. I did ring up about the X-ray, and the earliest that they could get me in for an X-ray was the 22nd of September. So here's me going to the doctor on the 25th of August, unable to breathe, coughing up blood, in bad shape, desperate for help. And I got antibiotics and nothing, and I'm expected to just continue carrying on like that for a month before I even get to have a chest X-ray. Okay. On the 15th of September, the nurse from the GP practice, who I think might have been on holiday or something, rang up to follow up on my 25th of August appointment. So 21 days after having seen the GP, this nurse is ringing up to follow up to see how I'm doing. I was getting a bit angry, to say the least, by this point. And I had a bit of a rant. It was good-natured. I managed to keep it good-natured. It's like, look, I need to have a bit of a rant to you, so, please put up with me, that sort of thing. And I had a rant and explained how, God, I'd been on death's door. I'd been that close to calling the ambulance on a couple of occasions. I had been more unwell than I have ever been in my life. And I'd had no help from the GP at all. And I felt abandoned, 21 days. Abandoned to either live or die. That's how it felt. And I said all this to this nurse person. Daily headaches, exhaustion, dizziness, rash. I even developed a strange rash on my legs. Oh God, it's ticking boxes of COVID, isn't it? this new rib pain, all of that. You know, just getting a couple of hours sleep and then being really ill, a couple of hours sleep, being really ill. You know, maximum 5 hours a day now, maximum. Followed by a minimum of an hour of the coffee and spitting up blood, retching and blah, blah, blah. So I had a bit of a rant. I think it got through to the person, and I think they realised, 21 days of nothing is quite a long time, really. He went off and had a word with the doctor. And so 21 days after having first presented to the doctor with, all of this, they decided, oh yeah, okay, we'll have you in to do some blood tests. So it was arranged that on the 17th of September, I'd have to drive back over to this flipping out-of-town place for some blood tests. So, blood tests, 17th of September. I can't remember what time of day it was, it doesn't matter. I had to get in the car, leave Bear at home alone, drive over to this place that I'm apparently now owned by. And I arrived way early. And maybe it was just the stress of having to go through all of that. Just to drive the car anywhere for me is stressful. I'm a funny guy, So I never use the car. It's just stressful to me. I arrived there way early. Beautiful sunny day. Felt like I was dying in the car. I felt I was going to probably die in the car park.